I secretly put the phone into Grandpa's pocket. As Grandpa was buried, the phone was also placed in the coffin. Because I missed Grandpa so much, I couldn't help sending a text message. But as soon as I put down the phone, there was thunder and lightning outside. The next morning, I was shocked to find that Grandpa had actually replied to me. The characters on it were our secret code. I ran downstairs quickly, told Dad about it, but Dad didn't believe me, thinking I was talking nonsense. This text message was probably just a prank from someone else. I refused to accept this explanation, so I secretly went to Grandpa's cemetery, dialed his number, then lay on the ground to listen. A familiar piece of music came, and I was more sure of my guess, but I really didn't understand. If Grandpa was still alive, why did he pretend to be dead? Full of doubts, I went to Grandpa's house. Recalling our past time together, I felt very sad. Could this really be an accident? A week passed like this, and I gradually got over it. Until the day of the dance, because I danced with the school beauty. I was dragged outside by a bully. The bully had long disliked me, so he turned all his dissatisfaction into fists and punched me. Before leaving, he struck a strange pose at me. Afterwards, I called Grandpa, telling him about my pain. However, the next day, I received a message from a friend. The bully died unexpectedly. At first, I thought it was a joke, until I saw the bully's body being carried away. I only believed it was true. From the police, I learned that when the bully was found, his gesture was with hands crossed, exactly the same pose he made the day I was bullied. Everyone thought it was an accident. Only I knew it was related to Grandpa. So I made another call, but Grandpa still didn't answer. But as soon as I put down the phone, Grandpa called me back. I was instantly shocked. So the next day, I went to a store and bought a new phone. I tried dialing with the new phone and only breathed a sigh of relief when I saw the call failed. When I got home, I put the old phone into a storage box, deciding never to open it again. Later, I successfully got into college and left a small town. One day, many years later, Dad told me terrible news. My head teacher died in a car accident. The perpetrator was driving drunk, but got away with legal sanctions through connections. I was instantly filled with anger, took out that old phone again, and told Grandpa. The next morning, the perpetrator really died. I immediately went to the hospital, bribed a nurse, and learned the truth about the perpetrator's death. The bar of soap he swallowed was exactly the brand my teacher often used.
The killer planted a time bomb in the man's car. Then he rode a bike and fled quickly. The bomb had already started counting down, but the man knew nothing about it. Suddenly, a bee flew into the car. The man waved his hand to shoo it away, but no matter what he did, he couldn't get rid of it. This really made him angry. The man pulled over to the side of the road and began to chase the bee frantically. The countdown was about to hit 0. Finally, the bee landed somewhere. He immediately took off his shoe. The killer thought his plan had succeeded, but he never expected that. The man was not only standing in front of the car, but also unharmed, so the man got a new car. He was talking on the phone with his wife when the killer appeared again. He fired several shots at the man, but the bullets hit the fuel tank. Gasoline started spraying out. The man in the car still didn't notice. That danger had quietly arrived. He took out a lighter, only to find it was broken, so he threw it out the window casually. The gasoline ignited instantly. The killer couldn't dodge in time, and was surrounded by the sea of fire. Luckily, he jumped out of the car in time, barely saving his life, but he also realized how dangerous the man was. 2 consecutive failed attempts made the leader very unhappy, and he ordered that the task must be completed. The man had just driven into a gas station when other killers caught up. To get rid of him, the subordinate hired a top-tier killer this time. While the man wasn't paying attention, the killer poured knockout drug onto a handkerchief, then quietly approached the man. Suddenly, a gust of wind blew, and the handkerchief covered his own mouth. But the man, who was the target of the plot, still knew nothing about all this. Soon, the killer woke up. He struggled to get up, and the knife in his hand accidentally punctured a tire. The repeated failed attempts made the leader fly into a rage, so he immediately arranged for soldiers to forcibly arrest the man and take him back to the base. The leader wanted to mock him, but the man acted indifferent. The leader glared at him fiercely and ordered 2 subordinates to finish the man off. Just then, the man snapped. He broke the ropes binding him in an instant, then ran forward and jumped out of the window abruptly. The next second, a soldier was caught by a rope and lifted up, kicking down the 2 men upstairs. Suddenly, a soldier appeared with a gun aimed, and the man quickly raised his hands to beg for mercy. The soldier who was hung up fell down, directly knocking his teammate unconscious. He hurried to meet his wife. Then they rushed to call the police. With the man's active cooperation, the police successfully located the den and arrested the entire criminal gang.